What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
King at the castle, king at the castle. I do this, I do this. Yeah. Borat. I revisited this movie. You know, there just hasn't been a lot out in theaters, so I figured, let me saw it on something to stream, and I was like, let me watch Borat. I haven't watched it in forever. It's one of those movies that was on heavy rotation after it came out. I remember going to see this movie in the theater when it came out, coworkers, and the scene where they naked wrestle, that it's like my back was in so much pain from laughing. I'd never been in that much pain from laughing that I can think of. I know I've probably gotten close a few times, but that's probably the hardest I've ever laughed. And just the movie, I would say holds up. I would say it holds up a lot. I would say that a lot of the things that he highlights within the movie, he being Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat, whatever you want to call it. Oh, by the way, let me do full title here. I'm talking about Borat, Cultural Learning of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. That's specifically, in case you're confused, maybe I'm talking about a different Borat movie. I'm talking about the Borat where the full Borat Cultural Learning of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan is technically the movie that I'm talking about. And yeah, a lot of the people he runs into and highlights the fucking what seemed like at the time kind of racism that was just in small pockets of certain parts of the country. It's events over the past few years have shown that there's probably a more vocal now, especially now that they're, kind of validated by one of their dudes being in charge. People are much more outwardly racist now. And it's not just old people. We can't just wait for old people to die off, because it's a lot of kids that are wearing the MAGA hats. There's a lot of kids that are feeling empowered to be assholes, to be just hateful people, It's like people just like lying and cheating and stealing, to get what you need to get and fuck everybody else and step on over. It's like all that whole, that's when I watched this movie, thought maybe, that's just small parts. It's not real. Like the college students, 100%. Like if that movie was made if he made that, they'd be wearing fucking MAGA hats, because they're partying in an RV. These college kids, whatever, they're doing a road trip. I don't know where they're going, but they're all wearing polo shirts and button-up shirts and like khakis. Like, you want to talk about cutting loose and letting your hair down. These guys had buttons undone, right? So it's surprising that they would also have viewpoints that were, I would imagine, very relatable to the similar looking type of fellows that marched with fucking tiki torches like they're cast members in Shrek Part 5 or some shit, trying to get Shrek out of the swamp again. Here they come with their fucking button-up polo shirts and tiki torches, but they feel empowered. They feel empowered because their guy is in charge. The guy that they look up to. Now they will be financially successful now that they have a rich businessman who doesn't give a fuck about people in charge. But enough about our politics. Borat, fucking hilarious. I enjoy it. The dinner scene where, he poops in a bag, and then there's one person in the party that's like sympathetic. She's actually trying to teach him. She's like trying to go up there, super kind, where everybody else is like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I know there's cameras, so we have to pretend to just be accepting of this shit, and I'm just going to go off later. But there was at least one lady that was trying up until the black hooker shows up, which, whether, I don't know if she had been a white hooker, how more accommodating they would have been, or if she was just a black woman, how differently accommodating. But the two together, black and a prostitute, I'm sure they were fucking, their racism and their ignorance was so afraid that like, oh, they're gonna fucking do something. I don't know. It was hilarious, but it's like clearly the switch was flipped when he went too far and brought over a black maybe if he brought over like an underage kid, isn't the pedo? Like if it was more pedo then, which apparently his show Who is America, which I've only seen, I want to say maybe I've only seen, no, I saw a couple episodes. I haven't watched the full series, but I do enjoy it. It's just hard for me to get access to the show. But apparently, I forget where I heard this on a podcast somewhere that I'm regurgitating, that while filming, he handed over footage to the FBI because while filming part of the show, he may have uncovered a pedophile ring, which, if you're a fan of conspiracy theories, which I am not, I think in a lot of ways they do more harm than good, but I know there's a lot of people out there, and there's some good people out there that are just really confused, and it is entertaining. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved Weekly World News, so I get the draw of believing that more than everybody else does because you somehow connected the dots correctly and pulled the curtain away and you saw the actual Wizard of Oz. Maybe not. But if it's true, which if he's playing a character and he's in kind of these high society type of places, politicians, people with money, I could see him uncovering some shit. But I enjoy that he's around. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of his movies, Sacha Baron Cohen. Aside from Borat, there's not a whole lot. Like, I wasn't a fan of The Dictator. Never watched Bruno. That movie where he's like an assassin or something like that is a comedy. It looked good, but I never watched, never heard anything about it. But his show, Who is America, at least the gun episode, and then there was one where he plays like a super like liberal, like hippy dippy, like teacher kind of dude, and he goes to certain places wanting to build like a mosque. That was a lot of fun too. But yeah, I enjoy what he's doing because nobody's doing it, and it's amazing that he's able to do it still. I mean, he definitely took a lot of time off. I was never the Ali G show. I know a lot of people are fans of his from way, way back. But I don't know. I never got into it, even though I'm sure it's very similar to Who is America and all of his other stuff, but I never got into it. But it's interesting as far as like an art form, like, or a film kind of category. He's like he's like very similar to like a Tom Green or Jackass in a way. Like Jackass as in like the grandpa, dirty grandpa or whatever, where they mix like real shit and fake shit. It's interesting. It's kind of like a hybrid, kind of like reality / scripted thing. But yeah, Borat, if you haven't seen it lately, go back and watch it, man. I'm sure there's his portrayal of people from Kazakhstan, probably in bad taste, probably doesn't hold up very well. So may put shade on the other things that he highlights in the movie, but if you can just get past him being culturally insensitive about them, he's also culturally insensitive about fucking all the people that are just all the racist white people that made great decisions. But we're in a system that's fucked up, and there's nothing really great to. It's like the South Park. It's a douchebag and a shit sandwich. It's like, what are we gonna do here? People are insane. But yeah, as far as comedy goes, Borat's fucking hilarious. Obviously, duh. If you didn't know that, I watched it again just to make sure. New episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe everywhere podcasts are found. Become a member over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder and binge the full week in advance of this show, as well as other benefits. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my artwork and t-shirts and all of the podcasts that I've done over the years. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.